The goal was to talk about finding value in sustainability, but not just on-farm financial value, but also adding value to the conversations we're having with the farmers. So things that we might not typically want to bring into the conversation. So started kind of high level on big picture, what we might see out of Washington with this new administration, into the 45Z biofuels tax credit, Endangered Species Act, nutrient loss reduction strategy, kind of the things that really should become more mainstream in our conversation.
We could talk all afternoon about this. Okay. Hit one of those for me, and let's explore that.
Yeah, the nutrient loss reduction strategy is a great one, knowing that we have interim deadline goals coming up here in 2025.
And those goals are, and how do they impact farmers?
Yeah, so the interim goal is to see a 15% reduction in nitrate loss and a total phosphorus reduction of 25% by 2025. We are not on pace to meet those goals. We shouldn't fail to recognize the success that is happening, the innovation that we're seeing out on the farm, but we need to be realistic too. There's 22 million acres of row crop land in Illinois, and maybe 1 million have a cover crop on them today. So there's a huge opportunity yet to touch these acres, and not that a cover crop is the right answer for every acre, but we need to be looking at what can we do differently and have something new happening on every acre.
Now, are farmers ready for this?
Probably not. We know that there's a lot of things that are happening. Precision technology, being more efficient with our nutrient usage, is definitely something that's out there. But we also know science is evolving. There are some things that we can control. There are some things we can't. And one of the things I will say, regardless of if we can control it or not, there's a lot of people that don't want to see production agriculture succeed. And we live in a state that's going to be challenged to move some of these voluntary efforts to become a mandate and regulated.
Regulation going to come from Washington or Springfield?
I think in the near term we're going to be seeing more out of Springfield. I definitely think that we're going to see more on pesticides moving into the next session. The water quality and the nutrient concern, knowing that these interim goals were not met on a voluntary method, is going to receive some attention.
Okay. Now, you are on the EPA's advisory committee for these types of discussions, and I'm sure you're getting ready for that.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. I think another issue that hopefully this committee will have some input on is looking at things around Endangered Species Act. We know the monarch proposed threatened rule was listed yesterday for public comment. I think there's going to be a huge opportunity for the Farm, Ranch, Rural Communities Committee to have an impact and a say on things that, finding that common ground for what can work on farm for production agriculture and also meet the goals of, things like the Endangered Species Act.
Okay. In the coming year, should farmers feel comfortable, or should they have seat belts all over?
I think you should always be prepared. We need to be proactive is the message here. There are things that we can be doing today to feel more confident in what's coming. The Endangered Species Act is a great example. We have a final herbicide strategy out. We don't have a final insecticide or fungicide, and all of these changes will happen as a label is re-registered. And so what that means today, farmers can figure out, okay, start assessing each individual field. What practices are they using? Are they already in a lower vulnerable runoff area? Just starting to take those assessments and just really be prepared so as these label changes come out, they feel more confident in the choices they have.